Hey guys, and welcome back to my Hercule Poirot mystery. In the last episode, we figured out that a bracelet is missing and that no one intruded from the outside of the main hall, so that must mean that whoever the culprit is took the bracelet from the inside of the house. So at the end of the episode, we were given permission by Elizabeth to head in, and so that is what we are going to do now. So here we go. See what the main hall looks like. See what kind of house this is. Poirot says, I presume this is the lady of the house. She holds quite a presence, and, from what Mademoiselle Elizabeth has said, she is not one to be on the wrong side of. I must talk with her before beginning my search. Okay, look at her dress. She's wearing red. Very powerful. Cassandra. Let's see what Cassandra has to say.
You? You are not the commanding officer I requested.
No, she's one of those, huh?
No, dear madame, I am Officer Hercule Poirot. I can assure you that,
This will simply not do. I sent Elizabeth to bring me a competent lawman.
Oh boy.
And that is what she has brought, madame. Now, I would like to continue my investigation.
Okay, so we have to deal with a bit of a personality here. Let's see. Let's just start with the bracelet.
You understand correctly. It is my daughter's bracelet. It is a rather expensive piece.
Okay, so it's her daughter's bracelet, not actually hers, and it is expensive, and obviously motive would be stealing expensive things to make money.
And valuable to your daughter, no doubt. It was a gift.
Yes, it was from her late father, my husband, the Viscount, and it has not gone missing. It was stolen.
Okay, so it was a gift from her father. Her late father. Okay.
I do not believe so. I know so. It was Florette, the maidservant. I knew I could not trust her.
Okay, so she's going to double
And why is
down.
that?
She's going to double down on Florette.
Because I don't. I do not need to explain myself any further, especially to a measly officer.
Alright, so now we discovered outside that there was no intruder, so let's see. She confirms that.
Ridiculous. I have told you who is guilty. If there had been a break-in, surely it would be your job to stop
A
them.
little backhanded comment.
If it was the case, of course, madame. Although I cannot predict a burglar's movement.
Perhaps then you have proved me right, and you aren't the competent officer I require.
Rude. Never have I met someone so adamant that they don't require help from the police. Her accusation against the maid is rather questionable. There must be more to the story, and it is my duty to uncover it. That is so true. I feel like she's just trying to scapegoat the maid when she really knows that there's something else going on behind the scenes. And there's a little bit more juice to the story now because it was a present from her late husband, the girl's late father. It's valuable. And then how does Elizabeth and the Romeo and Juliet love story tie into it, I wonder?
Merci, madame. You have been...
Okay. Whoa. Find out why Cassandra accused Florette so hastily. Madame Van den Bosch was so quick to accuse the maidservant Florette. I wonder if this hasty accusation hides behind a deeper reason. I guarantee it does. Okay. Cassandra confirms the theft. Cassandra accused Florette. Cassandra dismisses burglary. I certainly would not like to be on the wrong side of Madame. Okay. Let's do some snooping. Each time you meet a new character, you'll unlock their character profile. Press F to view a list of everyone you've met so far. Okay. Ooh. So this is where all of the strikes against them will go. This is where their evidence against them will go. And then I can click. Oh, wow. Very interesting. Can I connect these things as well? Okay. That's very cool. All right, let's have a snoop around. I think it's wanting me to look at Elizabeth's one. Yeah, so Elizabeth is the one who reported the theft. Yeah. Okay, we don't need to go through any of that stuff right now. All right, let's see what we can uncover. There's some weird markings on the floor. What is this? Auction crate. Someone been selling some things? Various art pieces have been packed and addressed to the auction house. I assume Madame did this. Just had a brain blast here. What if the house is in trouble? remember how the trellises are all out of shape and the door is all rusted over? What if the manor house is like going to be sold or something, and so she's auctioning off things to try and save the house? What if she sold the bracelet? Okay. Well, I don't know. Just going to keep throwing things. What else is over here? Newspaper. What is this? Telephone. Wonder if this is up here. This picture is the late husband. It does not seem to be working. Why would a house of this size be without a working telephone? See, this is what I'm saying. What if the house is in financial trouble? And so she is selling things to keep the house out of financial trouble. We've got some shoes. We've got a lovely grandfather clock. We've got some clutter. Whose coat is this, though? There is nothing in particular about this coat, but what is this in the pocket? Hidden inside the coat pocket, although fairly plain, it is still an attractive item of jewelry. I wonder if it holds a special significance. It's a gold ring. It looks like a wedding band. Okay, let's see. What can we make any deductions? This was the outside. This is the inside. Okay. Auction crate. Gold band, telephone. Cassandra confirms theft. Cassandra accused Florette. So, I don't think I have any deductions I can make right now. Just updating that we have new things we found. Okay. That is 2 room. This is 2 upstairs. Let's go upstairs. I think I've seen everything here. Oh, wait. Portrait of gentleman.
Huh.
A rather impressive portrait, I must say. Yes. There's a signature. Cannot examine it further, but I did unlock a new conversation, which I'm assuming is to Cassandra. Probably her late husband.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
So maybe she didn't want Elizabeth to report it stolen. Because
And what is your point?
He asked about the portrait, by the way. I didn't read it.
May I ask of the subject?
The subject of the portrait?
You may not. Honestly, your prying is getting on my last nerve.
Huh, why doesn't she want us asking
Merci,
about the
madame.
portrait?
You have
If it were her husband, you would think it wouldn't matter. Maybe it's her son. Maybe she has a son who passed. He seems rather young. He doesn't seem of her age, although maybe the portrait of her husband could have been done when he was younger. Alright, what do we have upstairs? My dog is having a puppy dream. If you're hearing little barks, it is not the game. It is one of my dogs having a little slumber. Alright, what's over here? He's loud. Okay, this must be the scene of the crime. I was expecting to find clues, not who I must assume is the daughter. I can only hope she has not tampered with the scene. Okay, so this is where the bracelet was stolen from. Here's the daughter, Angeline. There's something under... Oh, no. I don't want to go to the main hall. There's something under this cabinet. See that? I can't get it. Maybe I need to talk to the daughter before I can do anything else. This is Angeline.
What do you think you're doing in here? Who let you in?
Oh, she's so pretty. She's got all this fancy neckwear. Okay.
Mademoiselle Angeline, I presume. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
An officer of the law? But what are you doing here? Don't you need to be chasing down the burglar?
I love her accent.
Your bracelet has gone missing. It is only correct. I speak with all members of the house and investigate the scene of the crime.
Ah, if we must.
Merci. I will attempt to take up as little of your time as possible.
Okay, the bracelet in question. It must have been of particular value to justify such a daring burglary.
It is of great value. Money was no object to father.
It was a gift from your father. I can only assume it holds great value to you also.
Of course it does. What a silly thing to say. It's a good thing Maman had it insured with the others.
She had it insured. Okay, so she could double dip. Oh my gosh, my dog is having one heck of a dream. He's being chased by some crazy monster right now. I'm sorry. But what I was saying is, Madame could be double dipping. So she could claim that the bracelet was stolen so that she could get the insurance money for it. but also be able to sell the bracelet and also get money for it. And I'm wondering if maybe the father passed away, and which is why the house is in rough financial times. Okay. Why don't you begin telling me about what has happened?
Some rat stole my bracelet this morning.
Some rat.
Even though it's clear someone has broken in, Maman refused to listen and blamed Florette.
Even though it is clear someone has broken in? But we didn't find any sign of intrusion.
You sound very convinced it was taken by someone from outside of the house.
My window was open when I returned. How else can you explain that?
Okay. I'm trying to understand how someone could have entered and exited your room unnoticed. Yeah, it would be the window, obviously.
It must have been while I was down at breakfast with Elizabeth. She was with me all morning.
Okay, this is great information. Elizabeth, who I suspected, was with Angeline all morning.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth was with you until you discovered the bracelet was missing?
She was. She woke me up later than usual. I washed and dressed, and we went down to the lounge for breakfast.
She woke me up later than usual. What was Elizabeth doing in the morning that made her waking up Angeline later than usual, though? Was she letting someone in? Had she already stolen the bracelet? Had she gone in to wake her up, and before she woke her up, grabbed the bracelet? Man, I'm just gunning for Elizabeth here.
You have been of great help to my investigation,
Okay.
Mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Alright, now can I look around a little bit? New mind map unlocked. Which one is this now? This is where the bracelet in question was last seen. I must investigate the crime scene thoroughly, leaving no stone unturned. Okay. Angeline's bedroom. Okay, Elizabeth. Where is this? Let's see. Angeline, valuables are insured. Angeline's morning. Can I connect this to Elizabeth? No, I don't have anything I can do right now. Okay. Let's look around. What's here? Broken glass? Is the window broken? Look. Rather irresponsible and dangerous to leave it in this state, whether one is in a rush or not. Okay, I think the window is broken. The frame is noticeably cracked. Furthermore, the internal latch shows it has been opened from the inside and rather forcefully. So maybe this was more of an escape route. What if it's the gardener? He was in the house, he escaped, he's on his personal leave with the cook, though. Let's see, if I walk over the glass again, will it make the sound? Oh, it does. It's so good. I love when games are, they pay attention to detail like that. Okay, let's look at rectangular dust recess. Something has obviously resided here for some time and only moved recently. So is that where well, it's rectangular. Bracelets aren't really rectangular, are they? So I can talk to Evangeline again. Photograph of gentleman. The gentleman is the same as the one from the hallway. Judging by the cracked glass, it must have been recently dropped. Okay, so maybe the cracked glass is from this. So there's glass here that's probably from the window, and then this picture, the glass on it must be here. Did someone throw it? And he looks like he's in formal wear here, maybe his wedding, and it's black and white. It is not painted, so it's an old photo. Okay, what is this? Abandoned poker. Like a fireplace poker? It has been left out, oddly not replaced in its stand. The ending has a hooked spike. What further use could it have? Did it smash the glass on the photo? Interesting stuff here. Jewelry box. This is where I'm assuming the bracelet was. Yeah. This must be where the piece in question has disappeared from. So many beautiful pieces remain. Okay, let's talk to Angeline. I called her Evangeline. I should just call Angeline.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
All right. Besides the bracelet, have you noticed anything else missing?
Is one bracelet not enough?
Please, mademoiselle, I only ask that you are sure it is my duty to return your bracelet. I trust you keep track of your jewelry, especially those of such value to you. So yeah, I'm wondering if the jewelry found in the coat pocket maybe is that rectangular dust recess that's also missing.
Why don't you believe me? I wish you hadn't spoken to Maman.
As I have stated, it is my duty to speak with every member of the house, and I would not want to have discovered a further missing piece later.
Okay.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Okay. Can I look at this photo up here? So here's the fireplace where that poker should be. This must keep the room rather snug on a cold evening. That's it. Okay, is there anything else over here? Here we go, cleaning rag.
Oh.
It's covered in a black powder. It would not be too much of an assumption to think it has come from dealing with the fireplace. I would agree. I believe I have found everything here that can help me uncover the truth. Perhaps I must consider what exactly these clues mean. This is driving me crazy that there's something under this and I can't click it. Okay. Let's look here. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, so I have 2 deductions I can make from this. All right, where do we start? Photograph of gentleman is unprotected. Angeline confirms burglary. Valuables are insured. Broken glass. Cleaning rag. Let's see. I need to find... Where's that poker? Abandoned poker should go to fallen soot.
Come,
No?
my little Grey Sands. We must...
Okay. Abandoned poker. Let's see. Talk to Angeline and Elizabeth to advance the investigation. Nothing else was taken. Angeline is rather flippant with her belongings, but has not noticed any more disappearance. Broken glass. Open window. Glass. Where's the glass? There's broken glass somewhere.
What
Okay,
a
there's
revelation.
one. Okay. It seems the photograph fell on the floor and Angeline replaced it. Okay. So we have to talk to Angeline, probably asking her about how and why that was broken. So, fallen soot and cleaning rag.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
I thought the idea was that it came from the fireplace, so that would make sense. Open window and abandoned poker?
Some would say a lucky guess.
It was forced open, and looking at the poker, I cannot see a delicate way it could have been done. Who would do such a thing and why? Okay, so we're to assume that the poker opened the window? Someone forced the window open from the inside. Okay. We can talk to Angeline again. Huh, so the poker opened the window.
The longer you are here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Can I assume the photograph was cracked by accident?
How should I know? I returned to the room and father was face down on the floor.
Okay, so it's her father.
It must have been the burglar.
So it is your father that is the subject.
Isn't he handsome? I remember watching him sit for it. He kept looking across and smiling at me. The artist was getting awfully angry at him.
If you'll entertain my curiosity, would you tell me about your father?
Maman never wants to talk about him. She says it's too hard, but she acts more like she doesn't even care he's gone.
I'm sure that is not the case. It must have been very hard for her, for you both.
Is Mama perhaps angry with father for dying and leaving them? I know it sounds silly, but you know, causing things to be hard.
I miss him every day. He always knew how to put a smile on my face. I remember how much fun we would have, all 3 of us. In the summer, father and I would play hide and seek while Maman read. She always helped me though whenever it was his turn to hide. I would stand in the gazebo, cover my eyes and count, and when I turned, he was nowhere to be seen. Maman would lower her book and flash a look towards his hiding spot. After I found him, he clapped and cheered as though I had won a gold medal.
So the gazebo is where that Romeo and Juliet quote is, by the way. So I wonder if we have to find the hiding spot. Mama would lower her book and flash a look towards his hiding spot.
When I was hiding, it didn't matter where I was. He could never find me. I always thought I was an expert hider, but when I think back now, I know he was letting me win. He always said, my smile was prize enough for him.
Well, that's cute.
He always knew just what to say.
I am sure he would want you to be smiling today, even under such circumstances.
Having heard her story, I can begin to see why he is so missed. It is a tragedy, the loss of a loving father and husband. Yeah, I lost my dad really young, so this is striking a little bit of a nerve for me.
To my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Okay. I've got a few ideas, but... Alright, back to the main hall we go. Let's see if we can figure out what our next steps are. I think there's another room. Ooh, missing painting. She's totally selling paintings.
Aha.
Guys, she's totally selling stuff. She's selling stuff to keep the house afloat. No, this was not stolen. It was sold. Okay, what's in here? No access, it says.
Oh.
Searching the bathroom is not essential to my current investigation. Okay, we just gotta trust. Alright, let's go back downstairs. Alright, we talk to Cassandra.
Really, officer, you are wasting...
Okay, yeah. Alright, so I actually
Merci, madame. You...
don't have anything to say to her. How about this room? We haven't been in this room yet. Oh, there's another room we can't get in. But what is this room? It's locked. And sobbing can be heard inside. I assume Madame has taken the law into her own hands. Oh no, she's holding Florette captive in there. Alright, let's go talk to Madame. A rose and crossed arrow symbol adorns the door, perhaps a signal of forbidden love. Come, my little gray cells, let us solve this mystery. Forbidden love, just like Romeo and Juliet. And a crossed arrow, so star-crossed lovers with a rose. Oh, this... I'm so curious about how Romeo and Juliet ties into all of this. Alright, Cassandra, what you have to say about keeping her hostage?
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Would you permit me to enter the lounge?
Only if you are prepared to take Florette away.
It is an offense to incarcerate someone without suitable proof of misdeeds. I must question Mademoiselle Florette to gather her version of events.
If you will not do your duty and lock her up, then I must. She shall remain there, and I, the key holder, until she is led from the room in handcuffs.
What's going on with Florette here? Why does she not like Florette? Forbidden love, passed away husband / father.
Merci, madame. You have...
So did she say I could go in here? Or... no. Okay. So she said the only way I'm getting in there is if she's let out in handcuffs. The woman drives a tough bargain. All right. Let's talk to Elizabeth.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, I hope you are feeling less distressed now. I can assure you I shall find the guilty party and the bracelet.
Okay.
Thank you, officer. Yes. All I want is for Florette to be heard.
Bien sûr. Rest assured she will get the fair trial she deserves. I wonder if you could help me with some questions regarding the house.
Ooh, are we gonna get to ask about all the stuff missing?
Of course.
Like the painting
Whatever
missing?
I can do to help.
Okay. Did you notice anything else missing when you returned? This is what I'm curious about.
Now I think of it, I don't recall seeing her memento tin.
Ah, so that's the dusty thing in her room, the memento tin. Could this have been what usually resides on the desk in Mademoiselle's bedroom?
She holds her keepsakes from her father and other gifts or tokens in it. She has such a wonderful collection. She's very lucky. She normally keeps it close, but I didn't see it this morning.
So who would be taking things from her father? There is sobbing coming from behind the locked lounge door.
When I left, Madame was with Florette in there. Surely she would not have locked her in. It must have been an accident.
Oh, come on, Elizabeth.
Madame Vandenbosch should not be deciding her fate. Would you grant me access to speak with her?
I would, sir, but I don't have the key. There is a spare somewhere, though. Oh, how awful, the thought of her locked in there.
There's a spare, so we have to find a key.
Do you have any thoughts as to where I may find it?
I'm sorry. Madame does not trust the staff with such knowledge, even me. Although I did overhear her once say it was hidden somewhere, close to her heart. Whatever that means.
Close to her heart. I am filled with the sorrow for the young girl trapped in the lounge, but I must admit I must have missed the thrill of solving a good puzzle. Perhaps the countryside is not as tedious as it seems on the surface. Hey, you and me both. I miss solving puzzles all the
Merci,
time.
mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Getting out into these worlds and discovering things that you don't have guides to, that you can't just look up. Well, I mean, I could look up a walkthrough, but, you know, that's boring. I'm not going to do that. All right, so close to her heart. So the first thing that comes to mind is the bench. Which is kind of hilarious because in like the real world treasure hunts I do, people will hide clues under benches. They will like stick a coin to the underside of a bench and you have to go to that bench in a specific part and find the coin. So my first thought is bench carving, that there's something around here. Because heart.
Aha.
A declaration of love. It doesn't look like it's here. So my second, in the flower bed by the bench.
Ah.
No. Okay, my second thought is the gazebo, because remember, the daughter said that the mother and father were so in love and they would play hide and seek in the gazebo, and this quote is about star-crossed lovers, so let's see if there's anything else around here where maybe a key might be hidden. Anything? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Is hidden by my heart. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else pop up here. Okay. My third thought is the painting inside the main house, because the husband is her literal love. So her literal heart. And then after that, I only have one other thought. So let's see if there's anything I can do with this portrait. Rather impressive portrait. Yeah, can we... No. Okay. Is there anything else I can click on here that would... We've got the telephone, which is not hooked up correctly. Okay, no, it's not there. What else is close to her heart? There was on this door, this was my last idea, there's, remember the heart and the arrow? Is there anything else over here where she would hide something? Yes, yes, yes. A rose and crossed arrow adorns the door, a symbol of forbidden love. Now there was a collection of books. Maybe it's in the book. Some of the greatest authors and novels throughout history. But no key. Alright, perhaps it's upstairs then. Huh. I seem to have exhausted all of the options, heart-wise. My heart. I wonder if that missing painting could be anything. I guess her daughter could be her heart, right? I know my kids are definitely my heart. Jewelry box. Abandoned poker. Photograph of gentleman. Could the key be in there? No. Alright, let's look at our deductions. Let's see what we got here. We've got 2 deductions we can make here. Collection of classic novels, missing painting, auction crate. I think missing painting and auction crate go together.
Things
Yes.
are beginning to become clearer.
Okay. Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more to this than just redecorating. I agree. I totally agree. Telephone, I feel like should be going to selling heirlooms.
I must act
Or-
on thought and
Something to do with auction. Valuables are insured, should go to selling.
order and method.
No?
That is
Strange symbol to quote on the plaque. Yeah, so this is what I said earlier, is that the symbol on the door goes with the plaque in the gazebo.
another success.
It seems someone in the house has a keen interest in the works of William Shakespeare, which is what goes with the collection of classic novels, goes with him.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Oh, I connected the wrong thing. It should be this and this.
Is there
No?
something I...
What the hell? Bench carving. Let's see if this has anything to do with heart.
I
There we
should
go.
not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
So the spare key has to do with love and Shakespeare. A key is discreet enough to hide almost anywhere, even inside a book. I already looked in the books thinking that's what that had to do. Okay, so hidden inside a Shakespeare book. Talk to Elizabeth. Okay, so that was a perfect example of what I'm talking about, is that I went to the book thinking, hey, books, Shakespeare, like it's by the symbol symbolizing the star-crossed lovers on the door, because Shakespeare is all about love and star-crossed lovers and forbidden love. And so I went to the books thinking maybe the key is in there because it's by that symbol, but it wasn't. And maybe now that we did the little deduction thing, it'll open up that path for me to actually find the key, where I probably could have figured it out without having to do the deduction. See what I'm saying? So it kind of does gate you. It's very on the rails, and that's okay. Games are different. Not all of them are very reliant on the player, like the Nancy Drew games. Man, you got to be on your stuff in those games. All right, Elizabeth.
Certainly, officer.
The house contains a great deal of literature. Are you all keen readers?
Madame is the one with the refined taste. Angeline and I are much more partial to a simple love story.
Aren't we all? Romeo and Juliet, the most famous of love stories.
I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Madame has a copy upstairs in the main hall.
Nice. That's where we're going.
Merci, mademoiselle.
All right, now I want to see if I can just go straight there and click it, or if I have to connect the dots in my little gray cell thing. So upstairs in the main hall. Let's see. Is it here? Or is it here? Let's like book. One of the greatest love stories. I hear a key. Here's the key. Okay, we found the key. So this is the key to get into the that side room down here and talk to Florette, and I think we are going to do that in our next episode. So we've dug a little deeper into the mystery on this one. We've discovered that perhaps the main house is not doing so well, and that Madame is having to ship these auction crates full of valuables from around the house. I have a feeling that this is either a false lead or that this is the whole story. So it's either one or the other to me. It's definitely significant, but sometimes in these mysteries, there's like such a false lead that takes you down these complete crazy rabbit holes until you stumble across the actual thing that is going on behind the scenes. So anyway, in the next episode, we will take a look at Florette's situation. We will interview Florette, and we will continue trying to figure out who stole the bracelet in this Hercule Poirot mystery. Regardless of how on the rails it is, I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, it's just relaxing. The environment is chill. I love history. I love old things. So this is great. And we get to play as a young Hercule Poirot. How cool is that? So anyway, that is it for me today, guys. Again, if you want a fully completed Let's Play of a mystery puzzle game, I have my Nancy Drew Captive Curse playthrough that is on this channel that is complete. I think there's 6 or 7 episodes, so it's pretty quick to get through. It is very bingeable. So yeah, that is it for me today, guys. I hope you all are enjoying your games. If you are interested in that Nancy mystery, I will pop that video here.